We're going to be doing a watercolor monstera today. I'm taking my sketch layer that I already have complete and I'm pulling it into a new area and transforming it. Then I'm going to create a new layer that I'm going to put down my watercolor on. I am using a wash gradient brush, which gives this nice edge to the color and also is great for kind of creating this watercolor effect with blending of the different colors. I'm just sketching out around the shape of the leaf. I'm going to go back in later with an eraser and clean up all the edges and everything. Then I use a bleed blender to blend out these kind of rough edges or more distinct lines in the watercolor. Since it's a watercolor art, you don't really want any kind of distinctive lines showing through. So there's a lot of adding color and then blending it out with the bleed brush and then adding some more color. And I'm using complementary greens here so that it layers up nicely and creates this dimensional watercolor. Just like you would if you were doing a traditional watercolor. Adding more color on top of the base layer creates a really nice depth. Now I'm going in with an eraser, but I'm not using an eraser that has a sharp edge to it. I want something that's going to be rough because the texture of watercolor isn't very smooth in a lot of ways. So this is going to just add some texture to the edges as I erase out some of the color. Once I have my edges all smoothed out and cleaned up to where it's looking like the leaf shape that I want, I'm going to go in with a bleed brush here along the edges, and I'm going to go ahead and allow it to kind of naturally expand so it would look like a traditional watercolor drawing here. Finally, we're going to layer additional colors here on top at the end, and that will finalize this watercolor drawing. But thanks for watching, and go out and be creative.